Griffith Piney Park Museum and GRAPA, the Griffith and Regional Association of the Performing Arts, would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians and first storytellers of the land on which we live, work and perform. We pay our respect to elders past, present and emerging, and we extend that respect to all Indigenous people on the airwaves today. Vintage Voices. Tune into Griffith's History, a radio play series by Griffith Piney Park Museum and GRAPA. There was a time when the wireless was king. The family ritual of gathering around the radio set was at the heart of households, tuning into their favourite stories or news from beyond their communities. Vintage Voices is the resurrection of this ritual, telling tales based on the real histories of Griffith through the nostalgic radio play.
The Cliffs. St James's Church was built in 1907 at a property named The Cliffs, situated on what is now known as Moseley Road, Bilbal. In 1913, the Water Conservation and Irrigation Commission, or WC&IC, acquired the land it was built on and the church was relocated. A team of bullocks and traction engines moved the church 10 miles to Hanwood. In 1971, it was moved to Griffith Pioneer Park Museum. To raise funds for the church's removal, a fundraiser was organised in the form of an outdoor concert.
How on earth are they going to do it?
I haven't the slightest idea.
It seems impossible, doesn't it? Moving an entire building.
And how far did they say they had to move it?
I don't know.
I do. It's 6 miles.
6 miles? Good heavens!
How does one even move a church 6 miles?
It's not impossible, I don't reckon.
Well, it hurts my head to think about it. I'm just so glad your family came back for the social, Margaret.
Yes, me too. We were so excited when we heard.
It's wonderful to be back at the Cliffs, Martin. It's like we never left. And the perfect excuse to come back. A social to raise money for the relocation of St. James Church is such a brilliant idea.
Yes, well done, Ellen.
Any excuse to wear a new ribbon and a pretty frock, I say.
Did you know that Mr. Spry is helping move the church with his bulk team and traction engines?
No, I didn't. I'd say they'll need all the power and strength they can get to move the church.
I still say it's impossible. Why not just knock it down and build a new one?
I heard it's costing around £70 to move it.
£78 to be exact, Margaret. A fellow by the name of James Harris has been commissioned to move it from the cliffs.
Good Lord! It's a good thing so many people have come along tonight, then.
Still not as much as it would be to rebuild, I suppose.
That's right. I remember we raised funds to have it built back in 1907.
And we had that donation of £100 from
a lady in England. That's right. Who was that lady in England?
I still don't know.
I don't think anyone did.
Well, we are very thankful to the lady in England just the same.
Yes, God bless you, mysterious English lady. I bet she's sitting up in her manor now, looking over her rose gardens.
And her servants bringing her a cup of tea. We are forever in your debt.
Don't forget the scones and jam. Thank you, wherever you are.
Whoever you are.
Well, anything was better than having services in the wool shed every month. It was quite embarrassing bringing the pastor to such a space as that for prayers.
Well, we couldn't fit all the Anglicans in our house. Our Catholic congregation was much smaller.
So small that they hadn't had a Catholic mass in the church since the Dunn family left 5 years ago.
Is that so? No other Catholics now? Aren't your family Catholic, Martin?
Protestant.
Oh, that's right.
It really has been a communal place of worship, hasn't it?
Somewhere we could all come together, regardless of our beliefs.
Remember when Bishop Anderson came to dedicate it?
I remember. It was the hottest November day I can remember for a long time. Of course I remember it.
Terrible conditions for a children's bike race.
Oh, that's right, the bike race. How reverent.
Very spiritual. Especially because I won.
And then Hannah McInnes from Waverley Station pulled your hair, Ellen.
The little twit yanked on my new ribbon.
She was just a little jealous that Billy Flynn danced with you at one of the dances at Peak Shed.
Dances at Peak's Shed. Do you still have them often?
Every so often, yes.
Oh, how I miss them.
Well, you'll just have to dance with us tonight then.
I'm sure I would be happy to. The music is wonderful.
The evening really is lovely, Ellen.
Everyone seems to be having a good time. All this fuss for a little church.
All this fuss for a little church.
I'll miss it.
I know I do.
We miss you, Margaret.
Do you remember the send-off we held for your family at the Cliffs?
19th of March, 1908, like it was yesterday. Singing, dancing.
We all joined hands and sung Auld Lang Syne.
You can take the Scots out of Scotland, but you can't take the Scotland out of the Duns.
There were so many people, over 40 couples.
All to say goodbye to you? Surely not.
Mother let me use the purse Councillor Bull presented her with that night. To thank her, I suppose.
We were all thankful. The Cliffs was a place where all creeds and classes have been treated alike for so many years.
The empty house beneath the hill would ever recall a sense of your loss, which we hoped would be your gain.
And now our little church too. Another loss, another gain.
I wonder what its future holds.
I'm sure this isn't the last we've heard of St. James's Church.
The Cliffs was written by Lisa Semmler and directed by Bonnie Owen. Produced by Bonnie Owen and Griffith Piney Park Museum. Edited by Aaron Grugan. Original music by Catherine Innes. Selected sound effects courtesy of Charles Sturt University Sound Files. The Cliffs featured the voice talents of Severa Tanuvasa, Lewis Kane McLeish, Cheyenne Webb and Brett Morton. Next week on Vintage Voices, don't be late in the walk to school.